The Holistic Reinforcement for Sustainable Development is a 30-month project, and it was a response to a call by the European Union in 2021 by a consortium made up of Comunidad de la Ribera Alta in Spain, short called MANRA, and the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly in Ghana, and the Camara City of Praia in the country of Cape Verde. And these three cities came together to submit a proposal.
The biggest challenge of the Assembly and the city has been the management of waste, and therefore this holistic reinforced for development. It came in handy. So if you go to town right now, you find lots of people appreciating the work that we are doing. We have lots of things concerning the environment, including climate change and all that, and therefore, if you have such a project, you see it as a very big thing for us to make sure, yes, we meet the expectation of the people, we save lives, avoiding diseases, and we create the awareness into the minds of people and their psyche on how to manage their waste.
Among other things, this project seeks to achieve, first and foremost, building the capacity of the local authorities. Secondly, putting value on waste. And thirdly, creating the platform for community engagement. So based on the objective, this project has about 5 components. The first component is to create awareness on the environment. Secondly, is to ensure proper waste management. Thirdly, is to create jobs from waste. Then fourth is to create awareness among the school children so that they will have the culture of practicing proper environmental sanitation.
You see, when you want something to stick, you start from somewhere. I am a teacher myself, and I know that pedagogy, the foundation of things, is important. We went to Columbus in Ohio, and we visited the waste department. And there was this conversation, and the manager there told us a story about when he went to see his father in the company of the child, that's the father's grandchild. And when they went, the boy went to the kitchen of the granddad and saw just a bin there. He came to ask the granddad, why is it that he's not experiencing waste separation? And that, has he thought about the impact on the environment for the future generations? That was an 8-year-old boy talking to the grandfather on this matter.
The Kumasi Inter-Schools Waste Segregation and Recycling Challenge came about as a result of Mayor's dream. Mayor traveled, and when he returned, we saw on a day that we have to go back to the young ones, help them so that they will develop the culture of source separation. Initially, this project has as its component just creating awareness in the schools for them to know that they have to separate their waste. But because of Mayor's direction, we have to provide them with container. And after providing them with container, we not just leave them, but we came up with a competition that will ensure that they really practice the source separation in our things. Based on that, we came up with 9 criteria to assess these schools so that the best performing school, the best performing teaching staff, the best performing class, and the best performing pupil will get reward for them. And every week we have new faces of assessors that participate in this assessment. And we have some being lecturers from Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. We have some also being judges in our circuit court. We have some to being officers of the Waste Management Department of Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly.
During the assessment, we sought to find out that if the school is bringing everybody on board. So for instance, you have the SHEP coordinators within the school, but we wanted to know if other teachers knew about the project. So we asked questions about how the criteria are set to find out which school will be adjudged the best, to know that randomly any selected teacher is aware of what's happening. And then we also sought to see what they have done in terms of adding value to the waste that they have separated. So for instance, if the school is able to come up with artifacts from the plastic waste, we are awarding marks for that. And then the most important thing that we have done within the schools, which I found fascinating, is that we gave some of the kids or the students the word. We went to the classroom and picked anybody at random, and then we'll give you different kinds of waste, and then you will showcase to us how you are going to dispose the waste into the different bins that we have placed in the school. And it was interesting to know that a lot of these students were even doing better than what we find in our central business district or Duma and its environs, where we have placed 2 different kinds of bins, just 2, for adults to separate the waste for us. It's difficult.
We looked at the cleanliness of the classrooms as well as the records which are being kept in each class, because as part of the assessment we want to be able to give the award to the best pupil who would actually do so well in bringing the waste for recycling and also for waste segregation. So as part of the project, we want to know which of the classrooms are keeping records on the students who are actually taking part in this waste segregation and recycling project.
After you have collected the waste, now what do you do with it? It's important to identify bias. So we also looked at the bias that they've been able to identify. And then also we looked at the teachers and the SHEP coordinator and the head teacher's knowledge when it comes to the project itself. So we looked at, for example, the indicators or the assessment matrix that is going to be used to assess the schools when it comes to the competition, their knowledge regarding that. So what are the indicators? We try to test that also.
The interesting part for me was the artifacts. Yes, because it brought out the creativity in the pupils.
Regarding the things that they've been able to make from the waste, that was quite impressive. The pupils have worked really hard at that. They brought up some very impressive products. Some have even made a music box out of the waste. They have made decor, they've made planters for flowers, decorations, a wall clock.
We weighed the quantity of waste that they had separated and ready for sale, because the essence of this exercise is to make sure that we are adding value to our waste, so that our waste now becomes material in transit and no more waste that will be landfilled, because across the globe landfills are being very difficult to find spaces for landfills these days. So we need to find a way that we limit the quantity of waste that is being disposed into our landfills.
When I came here first, we were dumping it on the floor, and at the end of the day, when the wind blows, you see that the waste will be dispersed all over the compound. But now you see that we have a very good place to dispose of our refuse and our waste. So now the compound is very clean and neat.
Though we used to check tidying up the compound, but the children were not part of that. It was the duty of the teachers. But now, people tell their friends, pick the letters that we've put on the floor and go and place them in the bin, because it has been their practice now. So everybody will also want to practice and let the teachers see that they are also doing it. By the project, the compound of the school speaks for itself. Very tidy, clean, and you can see for yourself.
I can remember one day a parent called me and asked what we are doing in the school here, because when the child comes home, he separate the waste that they do it at home. He take polythene bags. Mommy, this one, put sachet water here, put bottle water here, put the polythene bag here, and then the food waste, put it here. Even though there are no dustbins, but they use polythene bags to do it at home. So it has affected them positively at home. And the parents are, complimenting them about it.
On the whole, the HORESD project has been an eye-opener, because like we always say, this is the first time a project that has come and it has brought everybody on board. So it's no more an issue of the waste management department or the environmental health department. I'm talking about KMS perspective. And you can see that all the other departments, including the budget, the finance, everybody's playing a role. And we've had sub committees dealing with specific problems, all leading to the same goal or solution. And it's been very, very interesting.
I'm impressed by what the project has managed to achieve. There are still a few things that need to be done to take us there, but I think it has been a successful thing, and the important thing is that they are able to keep up with this. A lot of times we have projects, once the project ends and the funding ends, that's the end of it. But we hope that they will keep up the enthusiasm.
I believe this is one of the most important projects which is going on in our country today, because initially we didn't see waste as any productive thing, but now we see waste as something like a resource, a very important resource, which is creating jobs for some women and also creating other products which we can use for some other things. Exactly. And as we are imbibing the culture of waste segregation and recycling into these children, I believe that in no time Kumasi will be one of the cleanest cities in Ghana.
We started with 5 schools which have 7 streams. Going forward, we are hoping that this year December we will organize another award ceremony. So starting from July, we are going to start another round of assessment. And with that one, we need the support from all, from the telco industries, also from the Embassy of Spain. We also need support from the European Union to be able to get staff on board to help with the implementation of this project, and also to scale it up to more than 5 schools, hopefully 10 or 15 schools in our next phase.
Dealing with the environment, waste management, everything all boils down to the bigger picture of climate change. We're not ending with just the basic level here. We're also talking the Ministry of Education through the Ghana Education Service Ashanti region to give at least 5 minutes of instruction times 3 times a week for teachers to talk to pupils on waste management and the importance of keeping the environment clean. Apart from that, we are not restricting it to only some few schools. When this project is complete and we see positive results, then we roll it over to the whole of the Kumasi metropolis. We're also looking at having collaboration with the adjoining municipalities and make sure, yes, we incorporate this into them so that the broader Kumasi, greater Kumasi area will have the benefit of this project.